All right, here with a relieved and pleased Northside head basketball coach Bill Pope. 620 wins now after the state championship, his second as they rallied to beat Hopewell after being up 17, coach, to down 4, and you pull this one out. I know watching on the sidelines a couple of times, just sitting there going, my gosh, this is a back and forth game, and you had this with them 7 years ago in the state semis, and you found a way. You got to be so happy for your guys.
I am happy. You know, it's one of those games. It's funny when there's so many plays in a game, and where, you know, it's very hard. It's such a hard discipline to just stay on to the next play. It's like, you know, move forward. I always like to say move forward, but that's hard to do because sometimes you want to just stay back with that play that we should have made or whatever, or I should have done, you know. And so it's hard, you know. You had this lead, although I never felt comfortable with it. I thought we're hitting every shot, and they're a really good team. They're not going to quit.
78% in the first quarter, which is incredible. So
you're thinking,
so 7% in the third.
I mean, I'm thinking, I hope it continues, but you know, and realistically, you're thinking that's probably not going to continue.
Yeah, you're just low enough and low enough.
But you lose the lead, and what we said in the timeout was we had no special play or anything. We just said, look, you know, we just need to keep moving forward. We keep looking for that next play, and you know what? This team has done it all year. It's been amazing. We have had a number of finishes. I can think of right now, you know, like down 5 with 2 minutes to go and score, you know, 13 straight points. It's just been amazing how we've been able to put together and rise to the occasion at the right moment.
Well, when you have those battles you do the last 2 years with Cave Spring, let alone, I mean, the rest of your district and your schedule and teams that you face, it certainly prepares you. And I know you're so proud for the 4 seniors, led by Lawrence Colden with 20 points. These 2 sophomores are mighty good. They're going to keep you around for a while with Cy Hardy and Michael Harvey. They both made some tremendous plays. And even when you lost the lead, you saw them recover the poise down the stretch.
They're remarkable for it. I mean, and all our guys are, because just being a senior doesn't mean that you have all these things of poise and stuff. I mean, we tend to associate that with seniors because they've been there more. But in the end, you can be a senior and not have poise, especially when the pressure gets really ramped. So I was just really proud of all our guys. But, you know, look, you see 2 guys out front that are hitting on the ball that much.
Looking at your numbers this week from one of your assistants, I think your efficiency, which showed early in this game, you have 5 guys over 50%, you make the extra pass, you're so unselfish. And then defensively, you've got 8 guys with a steal or more per game, and down the stretch, you've got a couple of key plays, you execute the press break well. I mean, sort of the things that you've been through, and as a coach, you harp on, you have to be so thrilled that they did a lot of the things you asked for, even though there's a few things to say, you'll watch film, I don't love those, right?
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, we had a few turnovers that were uncharacteristic, but I will say this, you know, they are very good on defense. And so you can say, well, that's not characteristic for us, but you know, they're really good on D. And so they made some really good plays. They got us to think something was open, it wasn't. So it's pretty easy to think, don't turn it over, you know, that's not us, you know, but then everybody's doing the best they can. And so I was really proud that we just kept battling.
Sure. Last 2 for you. Appreciate the time. You know, every championship team is unique. I'm going to ask you to compare this one to that one with Julian Wooden in that group and Casey Draper. But what's unique about this group and similar, different from that team from your perspective as far as, I mean, it's a long journey. It's tough to win 29, 30 games. And I know you came close to going undefeated a few years ago and lost at the state semis. What have you loved about this group that's been either different or similar to some other groups you've had?
Well, I think they got, the similarities are this: love of the game, love of each other as teammates. You don't do this unless you're willing to work together, sacrifice together. So I think the 2019, 2023, and all the great teams that I've been fortunate to have, they all have that. Love of the game, love of working hard, love of doing all these things that other people aren't doing, you know, of all the dedication and sacrifice, because that's not even done in a season. That's done for years of working on your game, the moves that, you know, that these guys have. I think the differences are pretty obvious on the difference between the 2019 and 2023. Is the 2019 team was just a lot bigger team. It was a different team. We had a lot more size. We had a lot of guys that have been through things. So, but and this team doesn't have that kind of size, but you know, just different. But I still think you got to do the same things. You got to get good shots. Got to defend.
And lastly, one of the parents of one of your players mentioned to us before the broadcast, which we use on the NFHS network, that one of the things he's most impressed with about you is how you get everybody to buy in and play for each other, the chemistry, the camaraderie, the cohesiveness, and sacrificing. What are you going to remember about this team, the ones coming back, the ones that you say goodbye to, like Cole, who's one of your 4 seniors on this journey? And I'm sure you'll have more time to reflect on this, and you've had some hellacious battles, Spotswood, Cave Spring, today with Hopewell, but what are you going to remember most about this particular journey?
Well, That's a tough question. I mean, all those things. I didn't go into the year, and this is the honest truth, I didn't go into it, and I heard the chatter about how good we might be, but I went into it saying, let's try to build a really great team that's going to be there for each other. And so I didn't know how that was going to work. You don't ever really know. And then I just could see pretty much early on that how they responded to things. And I would tell people, my dad, my mom, and I'd say, you know, they really impressed me how they respond to things. Responded, you know, because everybody's going to get knocked down. Might be a short knockdown, might be a longer one, but how do you get up? And I mean, those are cliches, but so true. And so I think I'll remember how this team consistently kept their poise in the toughest moments, including today.
Yeah.
Including today. I think that's what I'll remember. We had many moments like that this year.
Definitely.
Up at Spotswood, down 11, 4 minutes to go in the third. You know, we had a lot, and then to come back in a, you know, really hostile environment in the state semis, just after losing to Cave, a great Cave Spring team, and then just going in there and really going after it the way we did.
Yeah, microcosm of a great year.
Yeah.
Congrats on the state championship. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.